Hello and welcome back to another episode of Clark and Addison Born into the Ivy. We are your hosts, David and Eli, here to talk about all things Cubbies. Since we last talked, we talked about the international free agent market and how that had opened up, and we headlined some of the big ones. No other really big ones, but the list that the Cubs have signed now is 28 total IFAs. That's pretty exciting. That's a whole lot of talent to influx. And a lot of these guys are 16, 17, 18 years old. You know what I mean? So
Right on.
they're quite a ways away.
That's awesome though.
Some of them could turn into something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That nobody knows about. So that's where Amaya came from, and numerous others. But Amaya is like the first one that comes to my mind. He wasn't signed with much fanfare at all. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that guy. Ballesteros came from that, but he was signed with a little more hype and stuff. He's young. You know what I mean? But
Right.
So also there've been a lot of top 100 lists that have come out. The top 100 prospect list, the top 100 in MLB right now. Those are all aired on MLB Network. There was two big things with the top 100 that I didn't like one bit. One of them was Kyle Tucker was ranked 21st. I just don't understand that. If it's
I
about
don't either.
right now,
I hate it.
then I don't see how he could be that high. Do you?
Right. Absolutely not. Even during while he was a Cub, I didn't really like Kyle Tucker. We remember when we were talking about him, how I felt about Kyle Tucker half the time. But
very much so.
again,
Eh,
yeah.
I like Kyle. I just don't think Kyle deserves to be ranked as the 21st best player in baseball right now.
Especially with
right
the
now.
amount of effort he puts in.
Does he have the capabilities? Absolutely. To be higher than that. But that doesn't mean he should be right now, based on the season he just had. I also completely don't understand how in the hell Nico Horner is not in the top 100. And you brought this to my attention. I hadn't been paying all that much attention. I was going to look at it at the end, and you had texted me asking me if I had seen that, and I just am in absolute disgust by that. And I mean disgust.
I think if anybody deserved to be on the top 100 on the Cubs, it would be Nico Horner. Not saying he should be above those people, but again, I think he deserved it the most. He played one hell of a year last year. Batting .297, and you're not a top 100 player.
Yeah. I think he should be somewhere between where Bush and Seiya are.
Mm-hmm.
In the top 100, the Cubs have 4 players.
And a Gold Glove.
Yeah. His WAR was 5.4. There was not 100 players who had a better WAR than that last year. There wasn't even close. I don't think there was more than 30. And I get it's not all about the WAR. But it's not all about power either, boys and girls. And
Right.
that's his knock. But it literally is the only freaking thing he doesn't do on a baseball field. It is blasphemy to me that he is not on this list. Seiya Suzuki was number 77. I thought that was pretty decently ranked. You?
I agree. Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't know. It's tough.
I'd like to see
He'd
him a little higher.
absolutely be in the top 100. Yeah, but I could see him being in the 80 range too.
I don't disagree. I don't think there's any doubt Nico Horner is a better and more valuable baseball player than Seiya Suzuki. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Seiya. I love Seiya. I think he is a very good baseball player. But Nico is more valuable. And there's no doubt about it to me.
Yes, absolutely.
I think he's more valuable than Bush. But I see the argument a little bit with Bush. He was number 67. The third highest.
I think he needed. I think he needed to be lower in the numbers. You know what I mean? Like, not higher ranked, but lower in the numbers. I think Michael Bush easily was pushing the 50 mark.
I don't disagree. I would love that. And I think Michael Bush takes another step this year, too. And we'll talk more about that as we get later on, like predicting the roster and what we expect from these guys and stuff. But the third highest rated Cub was Pete Crow Armstrong at number 40. I was a little surprised he was that high, especially after the second half swoon he had. I think that the reason he is because of the elite defense he plays, which, again, I'm going to go back to the Horner thing, makes it all the more confusing to me why he's not on this list.
I saw that Corbin Carroll got 9, I believe it was. I was surprised that he got 9. I figured that they put Pete and Carroll not neck to neck, but closer than 40 to 9.
I love Pete, but I'd take Corbin Carroll over Pete. Right now.
You think so?
Right now.
Right now?
Now,
well, yeah.
This list
obviously,
is
he
about
had a better season. Yeah, he had a better season, but I wouldn't say it was that much better.
I mean, I get you. The top rated Cubs player was Alex Bregman, newly signed Alex Bregman. He was ranked 35th. I was surprised he was that high. You?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Look, man, my
I think name goes a long way though in these.
But it shouldn't if it's about right now, and I think that's part of my problem with this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'd seen a tweet from Justin Steele basically saying, and I'm paraphrasing this. This isn't a direct quote, but paraphrasing that if any list that doesn't have Nico Horner in the top 100 of baseball players right now, probably wasn't put together all that well. Yeah, I thought that was kind of, you know what I mean? The top two were Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. No discrepancies there, I don't think. You know what I mean? I don't think that the Cubs have anybody that is top 20 worthy yet, but I think that they have some guys who could get to that. PCA, Bush, maybe even. I think Justin Steele is damn well good enough for all that. You know what I mean? If that guy could just stay healthy. Anybody else besides Nico that you would have liked to see get on this list?
I mean, Dansby didn't have a bad year, but I think he's pushing like the 115 rank. I think
I'm not sure he's that high.
Nico was really the only one that was missing. I think Nico was pretty much the only one that was missing.
I would agree with that.
Other than that, I say the list was...
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think Nico is the only one that was glaring to me. But it's pretty glaring. And I haven't gone in to see if there's any other players that I'm like, how the hell are they not on this list? I'm just worried about the Cubs for this.
Maybe,
you know what I mean?
Maybe like Cade Horton too wouldn't be bad. But
yeah, I think if Cade had pitched
who knows
more of the season, I probably would have been more on board with that.
More games, yeah.
Yeah. In total, the teams
Matthew Boyd maybe.
This is part of my issue, and lay this out. The Dodgers had 8 players. I get it. They're great. Yankees had 6. Red Sox, Brewers, Phillies, Mariners had 5. Padres, Cubs, Giants, Rangers, Blue Jays, Braves, Royals, Athletics, and Astros all had 4. I was a little surprised that the A's had that many. And then I saw who they were, and I'm like, hey. I mean, they got some really nice guys in that lineup.
They got talent.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
The Tigers, Reds, Mets, and Diamondbacks all have 3 players on this. The Angels, Rays, Twins, Guardians, Orioles, and free agents have 2. So free agency still has 2 players out there that's in this top list. Framber Valdez is one of them. And the Cardinals, Rockies, White Sox, Marlins, Nationals, and Pirates all had 1. And when I was going through it, like kind of looking to see who I'd take out to put Nico in, it occurred to me, I think that every freaking team is represented in this. And it is.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
No.
I don't think that's by happenstance either, do you?
Do what?
I don't think that's by happenstance that they made sure every team was represented in this. So how can it be a true list of top 100? Even in their minds. You know what I mean? Like this isn't the All-Star freaking game. Like, I get why you want to have everybody represented in the All-Star game. But I don't for a list like this. James Wood makes sense. Paul Skeens makes sense. The Marlins, White Sox, Rockies guys, they didn't make sense to me. Not even a little bit. You? You know what I mean?
No, not at all. Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals it was Ivan Herrera. So you know they had to fit him in there. He was number 98. The Rockies representative was number 97, Hunter Goodman. Hunter Goodman's good, but neither one of those guys are even somewhat better than Nico Horner. And, frankly, they're not better than Dylan Cease either, who is ranked 100.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't make sense to me either. I don't know. I could keep going, but I'm going to shut the hell up right now and move on. But, so the top 100 prospect list. They didn't have, not every team had somebody in this. Almost, but not every team. Nor should they, because some players just aren't. It's the way it is, right? The Cubs had 2 in the top 100. They had number 58, who is quickly climbing this list, Jackson Wiggins. If Jackson doesn't, I'm not advocating for Jackson to come up to the majors this year, but if he doesn't, I think, and he's eligible for this list next year, I think he's in the top 20. That's what I expect from this guy. Like, he's got some filthy stuff, man. You know what I mean? And then number 55 for the Cubs was Moises Ballesteros. For the record, Owen Casey, who was just traded, was number 42 on this list as well. So
really?
Good for him. Good for him, right? Like, I hope that guy does really well against everybody but us.
I agree.
Teams with the most players, the Mariners had 7. Guardians had 6. The freaking Brewers, Cardinals, Pirates, Dodgers, White Sox, and Marlins all had 5. Mets, Yankees, Reds, Tigers, Red Sox, Nationals, and Twins all had 4. The A's, Phillies, Orioles, Rays, and Blue Jays, 3. The Braves, Giants, Cubs, Royals, and Rockies all had 2. And the Padres, Rangers, Angels, and Diamondbacks had 1. The Astros didn't have a single player on the top 100 prospect list. I thought that was a little interesting. Congratulations to Andrew Jones and Carlos Beltran, who made the 2026 class for the Hall of Fame this year. But Jones had 78.4% of the vote. They needed 75. It was his 9th year on the ballot. And Carlos Beltran had 84.2% of the vote in his 4th year on the ballot. Pretty cool for both of them. I've seen a lot of people talking about how if Andrew Jones is good to be on this list, why the hell isn't Jim Edmonds? And when I first heard that, I thought, Jim Edmonds wasn't as good as Andrew Jones. I mean, just by memory, do you remember either of those guys really much?
No, I remember Carlos Beltran a little bit.
Okay. I mean, Andrew Jones has been 9 years, and Edmonds has probably been a little longer. So, no, Edmonds fell off on his first ballot. They have very, very similar stats. So I think there's a strong argument to be made for that. Hopefully Edmonds can get in later on with a contemporary period because he can't be voted in now. You know what I mean? Next year, for 2027, there are several former Cubs who are connected to the Cubbies that are on the 27 ballot. Cole Hamels will be on there for his 2nd time next year. He got 23.8% of the vote this year in his first time on there. So I don't know that Cole Hamels is Hall of Fame worthy, but it's still pretty cool to see for him. Also on the ballot for the first time will be Starlin Castro, Jake Arrieta, Wade Davis, Dexter Fowler, and John Lester. Which of these guys, if any, do you think are Hall of Fame worthy?
Jake Arrieta, John Lester.
You really think Jake is?
I think so.
I think if Jake's peak had been
Definitely John
a
Lester,
little
though.
longer. John Lester for sure.
John Lester was really good for a real long time.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I think that the crappy part for John, as a Cubs fan, will be he will likely go in as a Red Sox. Which I get.
Yeah, probably.
He did. He won 2 of his World Series with them. I get it. It just sucks because I think of him as a Cub, but that's just my bias showing. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I know it is. The dude was amazing with the Red Sox as well. I love Jake Arrieta, and I think if Jake Arrieta had a little bit longer of a peak, like 2 more years, you can make an argument. He certainly doesn't have the career stats for it. I don't think his peak stats, like that peak time, was long enough, and his career wasn't good enough overall. But for a season and a half to maybe 2 years, nobody was better than that man. Nobody. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't think he had a long enough peak, unfortunately. Because I would love to see that. Now, I do think that Jake Arrieta should be a Cubs Hall of Famer at some point.
No doubt.
I think that's probably almost a guarantee. Of the 2016 team, I think there's going to be a lot of guys coming off that.
Yeah. Dexter Fowler, I'm not surprised. Cubs Hall of Fame, of course.
Yeah, I could see Dex getting in the Cubs Hall of Fame.
Starlin Castro, no. I don't see him going to the Cubs Hall of Fame.
I don't either. Although, again, I think an argument could be made. Jake for sure, Lester for sure, Rizzo for sure, Bryant for sure. I'm missing somebody. Who is it?
Javi? Did you say Javi?
Yeah, Javi. You're right. Should Miguel Montero be in the Cubs Hall of Fame just for that home run against the Dodgers?
It was really clutch, but I don't think
There's
a Cubs
not
Hall.
many bigger hits.
Yeah.
Like he had 2 huge hits on that run. One was in the World Series, and one was in that NLCS. I think
don't
you
know.
can make an argument.
You could absolutely, but man, I don't know. I really love Miguel Montero, but I don't think he makes it to the Cubs Hall of Fame.
Agreed, but I like the idea of playing that argument.
Did you mention Ben Zobrist too? You probably
did. Not mention Zobrist.
Ben Zobrist, I think, deserves to be on the Cubs Hall of Fame.
I mean, Kyle Hendricks
too. Man, there's a lot of them from that team.
Yeah, and I guarantee there's somebody else we're not thinking of. You know what I mean?
They'll probably somehow squeeze like Jason Hayward in there or something, but I don't think he should be on there.
I don't either.
I can go through the whole lineup if you want me to. Addison Russell, probably not.
We don't have to. It's fun to think about though. Like that was such an important player. It's such an important year to the Cubs and the whole organization.
Pedro Strop was pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was pretty great too.
Carl Edwards Jr. was good for a couple years, 1 year.
Yeah, I don't think it was good enough though. I mean, should Chapman be in there just for that half season?
No.
I'm getting stupid now with it. All right, I'll shut up. A couple more minor notes, and then we're going to cut out here. Cubs have signed Chas McCormick to a minor league deal, an outfielder. He played with the Astros. I think from what I've understood and read about, a lot of the same mindset as Alex Bregman. Was a big proponent of Bregman of McCormick, but not near the talent. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of, like, a gym rat will do the dirty things, will, like, just all the, you know what I mean? The kind of guys you need to be in the organization, and they can kind of come up or down. I'm kind of excited about this possibility with him. They also signed Dylan Carlson yesterday, and other guys that they are rumored to possibly be interested in are Zach Gallen and Miguel Andujar. Unless they get Andujar pretty cheap, I'm not sure that happens at this point after signing McCormick and Carlson to the minor league deals. And you expect Matt Shaw to get some time in the outfield as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to get most of the time that Andujar would probably get. If they could get Andujar at like a $1 or $1.5 million deal, though, man, I think you're crazy not to get him at that point. But I can't imagine he would be that cheap. You know what I mean?
Right.
That guy absolutely crushes left-handed pitching. Andujar does.
Does he?
So, yeah. Things to be interested in. Zach Gallen is obviously the big name in that. I was real surprised when I've seen that. I haven't heard much else, though, since I had initially seen that shortly after the convention. But, like, what are we going to do with him if they sign him?
I don't know.
There's already a plethora of starting pitching.
We got plenty of those guys.
I guess there's not any more big bullpen arms out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only other thing is if you're signing Zach Gallen, are you planning on trading one of the other pitchers for a big relief name? Maybe. That's the only thing that makes sense to me, does it you?
Yeah, but
like a Tyone or something? Like, I don't want to trade Jameson. I really was impressed with the way he pitched down the stretch last year.
I'd say just leave Gallen.
Leave him alone?
Leave him alone.
I don't disagree with that. But, cool. You got anything else, buddy?
Nope.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us and leave a comment. Like all that stuff on YouTube. And if you're listening on a podcast, do all the things you need to do. Click all those buttons and come and watch us again soon. Have a great day, and let's go Cubs.
Go Cubbies.